There was a lot of talk here about whether the Prime Minister would apologize, because remember, he has done so in the past to several communities. But in India, he essentially fell short of apologizing. He simply wrote in the visitor's book there at the site of the massacre that, quote, it was a deeply shameful event in British history. Remember, this is where hundreds of unarmed Indian civilians, many of them women and children, were killed by British soldiers back in 1919. It's often remembered as one of the darkest moments in Indian history, and also many here see it as a turning point in terms of how Indians started viewing colonial rule. But even though he did not officially apologize, the fact that he visited the site is being received very well here, Monita. He is, of course, the first Prime Minister to have ever visited the site, first serving Prime Minister to ever visited the site. And the British Prime Minister's office also defended what he did there, saying that you have to be careful about going around and apologizing for things that happened 40 years before the Prime Minister was born.
So, Nima, all of this, when we put it into a wider context or perspective, he is there mainly on a trade visit. Granted, he is trying to secure good relationships with India on this trip. He has brought a very large delegation with him. Has he had any success so far in securing the much coveted deals? Not in terms of the intergovernmental deals between Britain and India, but there were quite a few deals signed between British and Indian companies. So yes, the trip is being seen as a success, not just because he was able to improve trade ties between the two countries, but also improve the people-to-people ties. Remember, Monita, a lot of that trip was dominated by that helicopter scandal, allegations that an Anglo-Italian company paid kickbacks to secure a $750 million deal. So no mega deals were signed, but at the same time, he seems to have struck a chord with the Indian people.